There is a thought that most believers have had at least once in their life, but almost no one dares to say out loud. It is not a rebellious thought. It is not born from hatred toward God. It is born from exhaustion, from watching, from waiting, from doing the right thing for too long and seeing the wrong people win anyway. You look around and notice something that feels deeply unfair. The dishonest seem to advance faster. The arrogant appear untouched. Those who cut corners sleep peacefully at night. And you who tried to be faithful, honest, patient feel stuck in the same place, year after year. You prayed, you waited, you trusted, and nothing moved. This is where the silence becomes dangerous, because the silence is not empty. It fills your mind with questions you never planned to ask, questions you feel guilty for even thinking, questions like, is God actually paying attention? Or worse, does being faithful even matter? The Bible does not rush to silence these questions. It does not shame them. It records them. There is a psalm that does something rare and uncomfortable. It does not begin with praise. It does not open with confidence. It opens with honesty that almost sounds like doubt. The writer admits something most sermons avoid. He admits that watching the wicked prosper almost destroyed his faith, not because he stopped believing in God, but because he could not reconcile God's justice with what he was seeing every day. This video is not about comforting answers. It is about facing a truth Scripture itself refuses to hide. If you have ever felt confused by God's timing, this video is for you. If you have ever watched others advance while you remain waiting, this video is for you. And if you have ever felt your faith weaken not because of sin, but because of injustice, this video is especially for you. Today, we are not going to explain suffering away. We are not going to pretend that waiting is easy or that injustice is imaginary. Instead, we are going to walk through one of the most brutally honest passages in the Bible and uncover what it reveals about God, about success, and about the dangerous mistake almost everyone makes when measuring blessing. By the end of this video, you may not feel instantly relieved, but you will understand something most people never see. Why God allows the wicked to prosper for a season, why waiting feels unbearable, and why your struggle does not mean your faith is weak. It may mean it is real. Stay with me. The part most people skip is the part that explains everything. The crisis does not begin with anger. It begins quietly, almost invisibly. It begins the moment you notice patterns you wish were not there. You see people who lie advancing faster than you. You watch those who manipulate rise while you remain stagnant. And at first, you ignore it. You tell yourself it does not matter. You remind yourself that God sees everything. But time passes. Months turn into years. And the pattern does not change. You are still waiting. This is where the internal conflict intensifies. Because the problem is not that life is hard. You are prepared for that. The problem is that faith begins to feel inefficient. You did not expect faith to guarantee success, but you did expect it to mean something. And now you are forced to confront a terrifying thought. What if doing the right thing does not protect you from being left behind? This is exactly where Asaph found himself. He was not an outsider. He was not rebellious. He was not ignorant of God. He was a worship leader, a man deeply involved in spiritual life. And yet he makes a confession that feels shockingly modern. He admits that he envied the arrogant when he saw the prosperity of the wicked. He observed their lives closely. They were not plagued by the struggles that haunted him. They seemed healthy, secure, confident, untouched by the anxieties that kept him awake at night. And this observation did not simply bother him. It destabilized him. Because when injustice persists long enough, it does not just challenge your emotions. It challenges your theology. You begin to question not only why God allows this, but whether your understanding of God was ever accurate to begin with. This is the moment many believers quietly disengage. They do not announce it. They do not abandon faith dramatically. They simply grow tired. Prayer becomes shorter. Expectation fades. Obedience feels heavier. And slowly, almost imperceptibly, the heart hardens not toward God, but toward hope. Asaph describes this moment with painful clarity. He says his heart was embittered. Not sinful, embittered, because bitterness is what forms when disappointment is left unresolved. This is the real crisis, not doubt, but unresolved waiting. Here is where most people misunderstand what is happening to them. They assume the crisis means they are losing faith. They believe the discomfort means something is wrong with them, that their questions are dangerous, that their frustration is a failure. But the psalm reveals something far more unsettling. The real danger is not questioning God. The real danger is measuring life by the wrong standard. Asaph's mistake was not envy alone. It was comparison without context. He was evaluating his life and the lives of the wicked using the same metric: visible outcomes, comfort, speed, stability, immediate results. And by that measurement, the wicked were winning. But here is the problem with that metric. It only measures the present moment. It ignores trajectory. It ignores depth. It ignores endings. When you measure blessing only by what you can see now, waiting will always feel like punishment. Silence will always feel like abandonment. And obedience will always feel foolish. This is why waiting becomes so dangerous to faith. Because waiting strips away the illusion that faith exists to make life easier. And once that illusion collapses, you are left with a choice. Either redefine faith or abandon it. Asaph nearly abandoned it. He admits that he almost stumbled, almost slipped, almost lost his footing entirely. Not because God was absent, but because his definition of success was incomplete. He was interpreting God's justice through the lens of immediate reward. And when that reward did not appear, everything else felt like deception. This is the error many people make today. They confuse delay with denial. They assume silence means indifference. And they interpret prosperity as proof of approval. But Scripture never defines blessing that way. The psalm pauses here, deliberately. It does not resolve the tension yet. It allows the discomfort to sit. Because until you understand this error, nothing else will make sense. The crisis is real. The frustration is valid. But the conclusion is premature. And this is where everything begins to shift. The shift in Psalm 73 does not happen because circumstances change. The wicked do not suddenly fall. The waiting does not end. The injustice remains visible. What changes is perspective. Asaph says something subtle, almost easy to overlook, but it is the turning point of the entire psalm. He says that everything began to make sense when he entered the sanctuary of God. That sentence is not about a building. It is about vision. It is about stepping outside the narrow frame of the present moment and seeing reality through a longer lens. For the first time, Asaph stops measuring life by speed and starts measuring it by direction. He realizes something deeply uncomfortable. The prosperity of the wicked is real, but it is also fragile. It looks solid because it is immediate. It feels powerful because it is visible. But it has no depth, no permanence, no future anchored beyond the present moment. What appeared stable is suddenly revealed as temporary. What looked like security is exposed as illusion. This is the truth most people resist. Not all prosperity is blessing, and not all waiting is loss. The wicked are not strong because they prosper. They prosper because they are being allowed to move quickly toward an ending they do not see. Their success does not protect them from collapse. It accelerates it. And the most dangerous part is that they feel safe right up until the moment they are not. Asaph understands this, and it terrifies him, because he realizes how close he came to trading depth for speed, eternity for immediacy, meaning for momentum. This is the uncomfortable truth Scripture forces us to confront. God's justice is not always immediate, but it is always complete, and waiting is not evidence of neglect. It is often evidence of restraint. God is not slow because he is indifferent. He is slow because he sees endings. If you are waiting right now, this part is for you. Waiting feels like failure when you believe life is a race. It feels humiliating when others pass you. It feels pointless when nothing changes. But what if waiting is not about delay at all? What if it is about preservation? What if God is not keeping you back, but keeping you intact? Some paths move fast because they have no weight to carry, no responsibility, no depth. They can afford speed because they have nothing to protect. But the path God leads you on often moves slowly because it is carrying something fragile. Your character, your integrity, your future. You are not behind. You are being formed. Asaph ends the psalm not with answers, but with alignment. He stops demanding explanations and starts trusting presence. He realizes that nearness to God is not compensation for suffering. It is the reward itself. And suddenly, the waiting does not disappear, but it becomes bearable, meaningful, purposeful. This does not make pain easy. It makes it intelligible. If you are struggling today, it does not mean your faith is weak. It may mean your faith is maturing, and maturation is always slower than collapse. If this resonated with you, it is because Scripture is speaking honestly to a place most people hide. This channel exists for that exact reason, not to offer comfort without truth, and not to offer truth without compassion. If you are waiting, you are not alone. And if you are questioning, you are not failing. You are standing in the same place many faithful people stood before you. Subscribe if you want content that respects your struggle and treats faith seriously. And if you know someone who feels forgotten by God, share this with them. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do while waiting is refuse to leave.